Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be walking you through some common and tricky structure and bonding of carbon exam questions. Please remember that doing exam questions is the most important step of your revision. This video is part of our homework club, which is free weekly guided science revision where you learn what to revise, when to revise and how to revise every week. It's completely free and for all of you that struggle to revise, want to boost your grades or both, click the link in our bio now to sign up. Okay, now let's tackle these questions. Okay, so the way this is going to work is that I'm going to leave a question up for a few seconds, and if you'd like to have a go and tackle it yourself, then you can pause the video. But if not, you can continue and walk it through with me. So, this is the first question, but if you've completed day 2 of the weekly revision schedule, it should be a walk in the park for you. Unfortunately, a third of students did not attempt this question in the exam. Here's how you do it. So, first of all, let's read through the question together. So it says figure 2 represents part of the structure of graphite. So graphite is used as a contact in electric motors because graphite conducts electricity and is slippery. And the question is asking us, explain why graphite has these properties. So this is an explain question, which means we need to give some scientific detail. And it gives us a clue by telling us to refer to the structure and bonding of graphite in our answer. This is a 6-mark question, and a great way to tackle long answer questions is by answering in bullet points. This gives lots of structure to your answers and helps your answers be super clear to whoever is marking them. Okay, so let's write our first marking point. So we know that graphite has a giant structure that is made of carbon atoms arranged in layers of hexagonal rings. If I were you, I would memorize this sentence, and every time there was a question about graphite structure, I would make sure I write this down. But there's more we can say. To gain more marks, it's really important that you talk about the bonds present. So not just in graphite questions, but also in diamond questions and any other question that's talking to you about the bonding of a certain structure. So there are 2 types of bonding present, and we can mention both of these. So we can say that each carbon atom is covalently bonded to 3 other carbon atoms. And now we can start to relate the structure of graphite to its properties. So, because each carbon atom is covalently bonded to 3 other carbon atoms, this means that there is 1 delocalized electron per carbon atom, and delocalized just means free. So because carbon can actually make 4 covalent bonds and it's only making 3, this means that there's 1 electron that is now available to be delocalized throughout the structure. Okay, and like I said, we're going to relate this structure to the properties. Therefore, the delocalized electrons can carry charge through the structure. There it is, you just explained why graphite conducts electricity. Now let's explain why graphite is slippery. So, I mentioned before that there are 2 really important bonding types. The first is covalent bonding, that is between the carbon atoms, but we also have weak intermolecular forces between the hexagonal layers that we mentioned before. So let's talk about those again. So we can say that the layers are free to slide over each other because there are only weak intermolecular forces between the layers. So this is a super common exam question. You're always going to be asked about why graphite conducts electricity, why graphite is slippery, and just being able to relate the structure and properties of a certain structure allows you to pick up so many marks in your exam. So I really recommend that you make flashcards out of the mark scheme from this question, and if you'd like access to pre-made flashcards from our team on Quizlet, then become a Silver Homework Club member to access not only pre-made flashcards but also exam technique worksheets and teacher-made resources based on this topic to boost your revision. Okay, now let's tackle the next question. Only 14% of students got full marks for this 3-mark question. Let's see how you do it. If you completed day 4 of the weekly revision schedule, then again, this question should be easy peasy for you. First of all, let's read through the question together. It says, this question is again about structure and bonding. So we know that we definitely need to talk about the bonds present in diamond. Figure 1 shows parts of the structure and bonding in diamond. Explain why diamond has a high melting point. So we've got another explain question, so we definitely need to include scientific detail, which means we need to use keywords and key phrases that we know will get us marks in this question. And the only way to pick up those key marks is by memorizing mark schemes, so you know exactly what the examiners are looking for when they're marking your paper. This time, we're relating the structure of diamond to its high melting point, which is one of its properties. Remember that we are writing in bullet points because it makes our answers super clear for the examiner, and it means that we don't miss out on any marks because we're not reading through a massive paragraph of waffling, and it helps you to structure your answers and write in a simple and clear way. So we're going to talk about the bonding and structure in diamond, and then explain to the examiner why this means that diamond has a high melting point. So the reason for most of the properties of any structure is because of the type of bonding it has, and diamond has covalent bonding. Okay, so diamond is one of the giant structures you need to know about for your exam. The others include graphite and silicon dioxide, and what they all have in common is this high melting point because of their strong covalent bonds that require a lot of energy to overcome. So we're just going to write down these 3 points I just said in bullet points so it's super clear. So the first one I mentioned was that diamond has a giant structure. The next you could say is that diamond has covalent bonds between carbon atoms. And these strong covalent bonds require a lot of energy to overcome. Okay, so grade 9 tip, I really recommend that whenever you say covalent bonds in a question, you mention that they are strong covalent bonds, because sometimes that will give you a mark, and you have to make sure that you said energy here, otherwise you would not have gotten a mark. So your 3 marks here are for saying that diamond has a giant structure, that there are strong covalent bonds, and that these require lots of energy to overcome. So this is the reason why anything in chemistry has a high melting point. So if this question was about a certain metal having a high melting point, you'd talk about the bonds in that metal, so it's not going to be covalent bonds, but there'll be strong metallic bonds, strong electrostatic forces of attraction. That's another topic we can do in a homework club another week, and these require lots of energy to overcome. So this is a really key phrase to make sure you memorize, because it will help you out in a lot of different types of questions. And that's wrap the homework club week 10. Remember to become an official homework club member. It's completely free. You get a weekly exam question walkthrough, you get access to the best YouTube playlists available for your revision, a weekly exam question booklet, a daily revision schedule, and so much more. I look forward to seeing you all next week, and have the best week possible.